So that's about all I'm going to say about this now. I would be happy to answer any questions. I find that oftentimes people have lots of questions, and so I'd be happy to answer any questions anyone has. And I guess I'll just take them as I see the hands come up. So, yeah.
How long did it take before you found forgiveness?
I'm sorry?
How long did it take before you found forgiveness?
How long did it take before I found forgiveness? Great question. It's funny, I get asked that question a lot, and I can't really come up with any kind of time frame. What I can say is this. I remember being in the hospital, and the thing about me, I was always kind of a happy kid to begin with. I think that that's actually the main thing that got me through this was that I always had kind of a happy, good-natured spirit about me. I didn't let things get me down often. I was never like a depressed kid or anything. But I remember being in the hospital and realizing that this is the way the rest of my life was going to be, that I was going to be in a wheelchair, that I was going to have difficulty doing things. I would have friends come visit me in the hospital, all of my friends from when we were kids, and they would go do things like after they left me, they would say things like, oh, we're going to go play basketball now, we're going to go roller skating now. And I remember thinking, wow, I'm never going to do that with my friends again. I'm never going to go, play touch football with Nando. I'm not going to, play basketball with Chi-Chi anymore or Jose. There were all these things that I was kind of starting to realize I was never going to be able to do again. But even still, I was never sad. I was always kind of focused on, well, what can I do? I was always thinking, okay, I can't do this, but I can still write. I can still have a good time with my friends. I can still talk to them. And so I think that actually at a very early age, like maybe a few months after my accident, I came to realize that life was still going to be good for me. Despite the fact that I was going to have to kind of do all of this stuff in a different way, I was still able to be happy, and I realized that I was still going to be able to live a full, rich life. So I would say, even though I can't put a time frame on it, I would say that before I left that hospital, I had already realized that, I'm not gonna hold this anger in. I'm not gonna be angry about this. And I think before I left that hospital, I was really resolved to live a full life and not be angry. Which amazed a lot of people. A lot of people think, wow, you weren't angry at all? And I really can't think of one time when I was like, wanting to smash a glass or wanting to, hurt anybody. I really was very lucky that I had loving people around me. My mother was a strong support system. My friends were great. And I remember really, I only cried about the accident one time. And I talk about it in the book. But I cried about it one time, and then once I got that good cry out, I thought, okay, I'm ready to move on now. Now, I won't lie to you. There were still moments, even today, when life is hard, or like, when I'll go somewhere, I'll go to a party at a friend's house, and there won't be an elevator or a ramp, and I can't go. Or like, there'll just be little tiny moments when maybe I'll see a sports figure who reminds me of what, something that I could have been. Like I'll see a high school's basketball star and I'll think, wow, I had skills too. That could have been me, or something like that. So there will be still moments when I think, I'll maybe get a little bit bummed out, but it never lasts too long. And I still, like I said, I lead a full, rich life, and I have no regrets.